Hey guys, this is Kendra with Holistic Happy Healthy, and today I'm going to be talking about stress and how it affected my weight loss journey. For those of you who are new here, hi, welcome. Those of you that are subscribed, thank you so much for being a part of this community. I post content like this every single week with different tips and tricks that you can incorporate into your daily lifestyle so that you can lose weight and just be your best self. Today, I've really been thinking about this for the past couple weeks. I wanted to do a video regarding and revolving around stress so that I can help you guys overcome one of the biggest obstacles with weight loss, and that is the mental aspect of weight loss. Now, I will say I am not a nutritionist, not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist. I have participated in a couple classes in my undergrad, nutritional classes, as well as some different psychological classes, but like I said, I'm not certified by any means. This is just something that I wanted to share with you guys, something that has worked for me to overcome my stress in my 7-year journey. So to start, I wanted to kind of talk to you guys and wind back time here for a second. As you know, if you have seen some of my other videos, I have been on a 7-year journey, and really for the past 3 months have came into full view into my life and what is working for me now to lose weight and just feel overall healthy, mind, body, and spirit. So to back it up a little bit, I was a full-time student at Oakland University in Michigan, and I was doing half online classes and half going to campus. I also had a full-time job as a store manager through Salvation Army, which is a nonprofit organization, and me and my husband had our own apartment, so we had daily, our daily life chores and shopping and different things like that. All of those things together, of course, there were times where I felt overwhelmed and stressed. So what is stress? Stress is defined as having a feeling of emotional or physical tension. It can come from any event or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. Stress is your body's reaction to a challenge or demand. As you guys know, I have followed the hormone reset diet multiple times. It is something that I use to kind of reset my system and just make me feel my best self. I'm actually currently participating in the 21-day reset. I'll post some links below. I am following right now. I believe I just ended caffeine free, which I will talk about. Basically what she says, caffeine free resets your cortisol. So cortisol is your stress hormone, increases sugars in the bloodstream, enhances your brain's use of glucose, and increases the availability of substances that repair tissues. Cortisol is really, really important. Like I said, it is the stress hormone. It is something that we should really watch. It's very important for you guys to know what that is and really pay attention to how you guys are feeling. As you guys just heard, stress can affect how you feel physically. It is not something that that is more of a mental thing, which is something that I thought earlier on, but it's something that can actually create issues in your stomach. Like I said, when I get stressed, I tend to reach for that food, which is somewhat of a mental, but sometimes when I get stressed, my hands itch, my feet itch. It's a weird reaction to stress, but everybody's body is differently. So one of the first things that I knew that I had to do was change the way I was eating. And what I found earlier on in my lifestyle journey and my health journey is that when I became stressed, I reached for the junk food. The cookie, the brownie, the Thai food. I would reach for those things to suppress the stress feeling, give me endorphins, and just feel better for about 10 minutes. And then after those minutes, I realized that because, as I know now, some things that I put in my body made me feel just really lethargic, gassy, bloated, nauseous even, had diarrhea at times. And that's what would happen after I ate the bad food, is I would feel bad. I give you guys this little thing. I do say bad, good sometimes, but really I try to use language and watch my language. I try not to use the word bad when talking about food or good when talking about food, because really you're not bad, you're not good, you're just a human being. If you hear me say those things, leave a comment down below, because I always try to use my language. Back into things. I was a full-time student and a full-time store manager, and it was tough. There were times where I was in class and at school and kids would bring in snacks and want people to try them. There were times at work where we would have, in the break room, different cakes and cookies, and people would celebrate birthdays. And it was just a really big struggle for me because I hated telling people no and just dealing with their reaction. I feel like I gave people too much control over me when it came to food. And that was another thing for me, was whether I was dieting at the time, or I was eating whatever I wanted, I felt like when I would eat something bad, people would look at me like, oh, you know, you really don't need that, or oh, you're gonna eat that extra donut? Okay, and just laugh it off. Or on the other end, when I was trying to eat better and eat a salad, you know, people would look at me like, you don't need that, you don't need that salad, you're beautiful, or oh, you're fine just the way you are. And that's what I hated when people, and I hate using the word hate too, but I just felt so negative when people would feel like they would need to comment or tell me, oh, you're doing fine, you're just fine, or oh, you know, why are you eating that extra donut? I gave too much thought into what people thought about me at the time, and that's something I realize now, but it was a struggle in the beginning. Now I don't really care what people think. I have gone through the process of knowing who I am and knowing that I'm beautiful and I'm enough, and it only cares how I feel, not what other people feel. They are not living in my life, in my body, and it took me a long time to get to the point where I am now. But then I did really care what people thought. There was one lady when I was working full-time as a store manager, and I believe I was 20 or 21 years old at this time, and I remember her asking me if I was pregnant. Now, in her culture, I remember she was very expressive, and for her it was more of a compliment, I could really tell, but for me it was devastating. Like, if you have ever been asked if you're pregnant, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For me, it was not something that I wanted to hear, and it was something that really kicked me into high gear and made me change my weight loss. So I'm thanking her now in that aspect that she gave me that comment, because it really pushed me to who I am today and do what I did to become who I am today. But at the time, it was hurtful for me and how I took it. Overall, I think you guys are getting the same message here, is that when I was in the beginning of my lifestyle journey, I was under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. I was working full-time, going to school full-time, and then, you know, keeping the household clean and tidy, and, you know, balancing relationships, family relationships, and it was just really overall stressful in my early 20s. What I wanted to do was kind of create a list for myself and different things that I could do so that I wouldn't let stress affect my health, and then also I wouldn't let stress affect my reaction, and by that I mean I wouldn't grab the donut. So the first thing that I did in the moment, if people brought food to the office or brought something that I didn't want to eat, or maybe I was at a family dinner and I avoided certain foods, was that I brought my own food with me. Now, this was a little embarrassing in the beginning, but overall it made it easier for me to tell people I really didn't want to eat that donut. I actually brought a healthy dessert to the party or to the, you know, meal or what have you, and I ate that instead. Another thing I did was I planned accordingly. Maybe that would be my cheat meal, and I would just enjoy a little bit of every meal. And this is something I do talk about, is having one plate's worth of food. Having a little bit of everything was something that I did so that I wouldn't overindulge. One of the things I can't stress enough is drinking enough water. I drank a full glass of water before I even looked at any of the food, and then I really wasn't hungry. I didn't want to eat what people had, and it was easier for me to just say, oh, I'm really, really full. Thank you so much for bringing food to the birthday or the potluck or whatever. If you aren't in the moment, you know, it's easy to say don't pull into that drive-through, don't pull into this, don't pull into that, because if you have kids, if you have a husband, if you have a household that you're maintaining, or you're trying to get dinner on the table, it's easier just to grab that Kentucky Fried Chicken or, you know, Boston Market or that meal. But I highly encourage you to maybe meal prep, or, you know, make your lunches, or, you know, don't drive by, take a different route to work. That's something that I had to do, because my direct route to work passed by every single fast food place that you could imagine, but I took a different way to work so that I wouldn't be tempted. I really felt like food was controlling my life, and I had to do something about it. Sometimes it takes a long time to build your willpower, but you can do this. If you're not in the heat of the moment and, you know, you're right there, one of the things I do to help lower my stress is I take me time. So what that is I have a nighttime skincare routine where I do a face mask, or I use my roller. I also take baths with scents and, you know, body oils, and it's really soothing and relaxing. So I encourage you guys, find something that you do to help relax. Another thing that I do is I meditate, I do yoga, I do at-home workouts. I don't go to the gym anymore, as I've said before. Not that there's anything wrong with the gym, but for me, I found it was raising my cortisol because I was feeling like I had to go to the gym, or I was getting to the point where it was an unhealthy amount for me. Do yoga, do meditation. Oh, guys, I am getting into meditating currently, and what I do is I'll lay flat on my bed, I will plug earphones in, I'll turn on some really quiet, nice, soothing music, and I will just completely space out, clear my mind. I actually have a word that I use if I start to think about something. I'll say raspberry in my mind. It's my zoning off word, and what that will do is that'll help me center again and just be fully engaged in meditating versus thinking about other things. Also do turn on different yoga videos through YouTube. You know, it's a wonderful platform where you guys can research. I mean, we all find different things that we look up on YouTube, and one of the things I do is I look up certified YouTube channels where they kind of teach you how to do yoga and different, you know, positions, like the cats and cows. Those are one of my favorite ones, the cats and cows. One of the people I am following currently on Instagram is Celestial Yoga. Jen James at Celestial Yoga is a wonderful person. She's very sweet. We communicate together on the platform, and she has really opened my eyes to different meditating techniques and just different things that you should think about on your inner spirit and your inner body. She helps empathetic women manage chronic pain and stress through a holistic approach with gentle yoga, exercises, mindfulness, and self-care techniques. I will post a link down below for her Instagram and her page. She has different freebie training manuals, and she also helps women, like I said, with stress relief techniques. So check her out. She is a wonderful person, and I'm sure you guys will get some good information. Now, one of the biggest things that I can tell you guys for how to lower stress, and some of you guys may not like this, but I would say limiting or even getting rid altogether of caffeine. Earlier in my college years, I actually did not drink coffee, but then I got into coffee when I was in the master's degree program, and oh my God, it opened my eyes. I do love the taste of coffee, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Towards the end here, I was drinking 4 cups of coffee a day. I kid you not, with sugar-free this, cream that. You know, when I was doing keto, I had butter in it sometimes. Coffee was my go-to, but I noticed that when I hit around 3 o'clock, I would get really, really tired, and then I would get really, really hungry close to 5 p.m. and I would crash around 7 p.m. And it was something that was becoming a reoccurrence for me, and I thought that was normal. Like you see on TV, people drinking coffee, and you know, ooh, it's the cool thing, or oh, this is like a lifestyle. But for me, I noticed that coffee had a huge impact for caffeine and, again, stress and my cortisol levels, and like I said, weight loss. It was affecting my weight loss journey. So I knew I had to cut out caffeine, cut out the energy drinks. When I was going to the gym about a year ago, I stopped taking those pre-workout drinks, and it has really impacted my life, guys. I will have caffeinated tea on occasion. I try to drink herbal tea, but I will have matcha or I'll have chai. I love chai, but I'm not overdoing it. I'm not having like 4 cups of high caffeinated tea, or again, I'm not really even drinking coffee anymore because I know how it affects my body. I would encourage you guys to start maybe taking 1 cup of coffee a day out of your intake and just seeing how you guys feel. Okay guys, thank you so much for being here today. Like I said, I appreciate you guys. Leave a comment down below if you guys want to see other content or have other questions for me. I will be posting content like this every single week. And other than that, I hope you guys have a happy, holistic, healthy day, and I'll see you in the next video.